what's going on? So, due to some technical difficulties, it kind of called some places you just can't get signal. My guest tonight is in one of those spots. So, it's all good. Man, we were going to have a lot of great content about brokers and stuff like that. So, we're going to have to get him on here some other time. I don't know when, but he's going to be a great guest. He's a owner op, and just today was not the day. He's next to a big city, but just can't get no signal. So, unfortunately that just happened. So we were going back and forth trying to figure out what to do. I was like, there's no way to get my phone on here so we could at least hear him. It is what it is. I can't help it. So let's see who all's in here. So we have Simply Avocado was first, followed by Greenwich. Yeah, and I sent Greenwich an invite just in case, because he said, "Who's the guest?" It's me. Oh, it's me. So I was like, you know what? I'll send him one just in case. Jeff's in here throwing up the flatbed gang, representing for Team Flatbed, because we don't have a flatbedder here with us tonight. Pegleg says, "Woohoo! I'm the fourth. Let's pound the pavement." Brian, what's going on? So, I just tested out a student on Wednesday, and he did such an amazing job out there, and he already got a TNT trainer, and he's moved on to bigger and better things called TNT. So he's making money now. And I've been working out there, putting in some long days. I'm going to let y'all know right now that pre-trip is super important to your job. Like, I will tell you that straight up. Pre-trip is super important. So without pre-trip, you don't know if the vehicle's safe that you're going to operate. So make sure that you're able to do pre-trip before every day, before you start every shift, and at the end of every shift. You got to make sure the vehicle you're driving is safe. So definitely start knocking those out. Like, people like to slack on pre-trip, unfortunately. Like, I heard so many pre-trips, bad and good, that I get sick of hearing pre-trip. I get sick of talking about it, but sometimes we just have that stuff going on. My guess that his internet was no good. He was all like, he just texted me. He's all like, "I'm walking around the parking lot trying to find some signal." It's all good. Brian, no diamond for. Oh, I got a service failure because I was late. Service failure for me for starting late, man. That y'all are harsh, dude. How many service failures can I get before you will fire me? Sketch. Looks like D's equipment is about as dependable as the international I'm on. Sketch, have you came in upgraded already? I didn't even see you if you came by the terminal. Brian says, I'm out here loving flatbed world of lumber yard work. What's going on, River Rich? Me and River Rich got to hang out the other night. He came to town. Real quick. We got a bite to eat, and before we even finished eating, he already had a load booking it out again, right out the terminal, right from dinner. So, he's a runner. Just so y'all know, River Rich, if y'all haven't checked out his channel, check out his channel. He's a lease operator. He's running a successful lease, and he seems like he knows what he's doing. I'm telling you. Slowpoke TNT, what's up, Thursday night crew? Coming from the north of Nashville on the 57. Reefer Mob, is that what we're gonna start calling Reefer Mob? Look at that. Wow. Okay. Long time listener, first time caller. We got a long time listener, first time caller jumping in here. A man that has a lot of experience in the trucking game, Mr. Greenwich.
Hey, dude.
What's going on? How's it going out there on TNT? You almost done with that TNT
Well,
student?
well, I got a. I'm new at this old man shit. There we go. I had to kick that one off.
Have you got your hair cut yet?
Hell no. Hey, let me go do this shit.
It still looks good. It's almost as long as my beard.
Yeah, it's getting there.
So, how long have you been driving now?
40 years.
40.
Yep.
Where did you start?
Started in. I was a yard jockey. In the scrap yard back in October of '83 when I started.
Wow. You know, I was born in 84.
Yep, I was driving before you was well shit, you weren't even in diapers yet.
I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy's eye.
Nope. Nope.
Where all have you worked for?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh man, a bunch of little local companies back up northern Indiana. I pulled for Lear Truck Toppers, some of the bigger names anybody might recognize. Mainly just regional stuff. Companies people down here wouldn't even know about.
Yeah.
So,
And how long have you been here at the Ink?
be 13 years next month.
13 years.
Yep.
Man, that's an impressive record. So you've seen the ups and downs of trucking, correct?
Yes, quite a few of them.
And I think you had some of the best advice in chat whenever you said, "Hey, make sure you're saving your fuel. Try to get the best fuel economy you can." What's some tips to get you better fuel?
Slow your ass down, Rich. Uh, 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 pretty much make sure you keep the air in your tires. Make sure they're properly inflated. Don't want them too low, don't want them too high.
Okay.
Just take care of your vehicle. Make sure it's in proper condition. You know, the least little thing that can go wrong with it will affect many aspects of the truck. So,
And are you a lease operator or are you a
well,
what
I'm
are you?
owner operator now.
Owner operator.
Yeah, I bought the truck back and I've made the final payment back in December. So this truck is mine now.
How did that feel making that last payment?
Oh, it was great, man. Gave myself a $50,000 raise. Oh yeah, I'm loving it.
50,000 a year.
Yes.
Wow.
When you
That
figure
is
up the truck
awesome.
payments, yes, it's over 50 grand a year that you're paying for leasing a truck.
Man,
So,
that's awesome. Like I couldn't imagine what it would feel like to own a truck. I mean, I'm a little company guy, so like I only know cent per mile. I wouldn't even know what to do if I owned one.
well, you know, for us older boys, if we feel like slowing down now, I can, and it doesn't hurt so much. Or if I want to just keep on running hard, you can do that too and just throw it in the bank.
Can't beat that. Pegleg says, Twisted, what's your trifecta percentage? I don't know
All
the
right.
trifecta percentage. You know, this year I was on a roll. I got 8 in a row and I had one fail, and then I'm starting over again. So right now I'm on 1 in a row. What's going on, Kiersey? How's it going? Simple Avocado says, D, is that one of your shirts in the background? Yes, that's one of the shirts from the merch store, like the one I'm wearing right now. From the merch store. He's an owner op from Swift. Would like to see him on here. Oh, he's talking about Todd. I I talked to Todd before, and I don't know what's going on with him. Nope, been broke down in Colorado for 7 days. What you know about those? What you buy? International?
Who, me?
Yeah,
No, hell no. Freightliner.
a Freightliner. So
One of the
sketches.
most
I think sketches
dependable
on the
as far as I'm
international.
concerned. Yeah, most dependable as far as I'm concerned.
Rodney says, "Hey, Twisted D, hope you're doing well. Got my permit today, and I'm taking your advice about doing research on the companies I want to drive for." Yes, definitely do that. Make sure you find the one that fits you best. Just because, like, a lot of us are like, Prime so great, make sure you do research on every one of them so you make the right decision for you. So Jason wants to know what's your favorite disgusting cheese sandwich is, Greenwich.
Oh, shit. Hasn't that guy asked that question enough? Doesn't he have a good answer yet?
Every time we get a new guy in here, he's gonna ask it.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't eat bread, so I can't say anything about a sandwich.
woo, Kiersey's out there working in the rain on the pad. It's raining right here.
Oh, she's going to look like a wet rat by the time she's done.
Rich says, I made it to the 90, 15 minutes to spare this morning. I'll be at Prime 1 in the morning. Simply Avocado said, Grandpa.
Hey, Sammy.
Let's see here. What's the hardest trucking job you ever had?
Physically, it would have been running truck toppers for Lear. A lot of physical activity with that, having to climb up and down the side of the trailer, putting clamps on and off, and pushing the toppers off the truck to whoever's ready to catch them on the bottom.
Okay. So have you done what division? What kind of trailers have you pulled? You pulled reefer and what else?
Reefer, dry box, dump trailers, very little flatbed. Flatbeds, I had the securement down, but I could not tarp. I can't tarp worth a shit.
I can't wrap a present, so like,
yeah,
I don't know how they do it.
And then I run a bunch of specialized trailers, like roll-off trailers. One was a compactor trailer. I even ran one had an overhead crane inside it. I liked playing with that one. That I really enjoyed that one.
Wow.
Yeah, we loaded countertops. Pallet full was 6 foot high and 12 foot long. It weighed about 5,000 pounds.
Like
that
granite?
Overhead. No, it was just particle board. And that crane would pick them up, take them outside the trailer, and set them down on the ground. It was real neat.
River Ridge says, have to put the ban hammer down on Greenwich.
What hammer you putting on me?
He doesn't like you talking about him driving fast, wasting fuel.
Oh, slow your ass down. I told you 2 weeks and you'll see.
Pegleg wants to know, Greenwich, how long until you get your 2 million miles?
April 26th.
Wow.
And that's just with Prime.
Just imagine if you would have started at Prime 40 years ago. How many million miles would that be?
Yeah. I still say I wish I would have found these guys a long, long time ago before I started.
So you're definitely happy about being here at Prime.
Yes. Yes. Prime works into everything I wanted. So they got good equipment. Let me pretty much run where I want. I make good revenue, take home a decent amount. I'm good with what I'm doing.
So have you ever thought about getting your own authority since you bought your own truck?
No. Personally, I think it's too much paperwork and too much of a headache. So I'll just run under Prime's authority, let them take care of all the paperwork, and I'll pay them a little bit to make sure my taxes are filed and all the good stuff. Make sure they get me good loads.
So you like Abacus for the taxes? Is that who you're using?
I use them, yes. With just with any like anything else, they have their good points and bad points. Sometimes they mess things up, you know, and not a whole lot I can do about it. But overall, they've done me okay.
They're doing you okay.
Yeah.
River Rich says he's running 61, old man.
Slow that shit down.
Simply Avocado says Grandpa is working on the 5 million this stage in his life.
Yeah, I'd probably be getting closer to 6 million total.
See, Teleport Transport's his phone's not letting him join. James, did they hair test that beard today? Yeah, luckily we don't do hair tests because I don't want them pulling a big chunk of hair out of my beard.
Big old bald spot in your beard.
Look, Jeff says that Greenwich is looking for a new TNT trainee for those out there wondering.
No, I only do short-term stuff, 10,000 miles or less. I'll finish you up, but I'm not taking out the whole stretch.
That's because he's starting to get short-term memory, so he'll
That's right
about having a student on his truck.
And if you get upset by getting yelled at, then you sure as shit don't want me.
You know, I'm a blunt trainer too. Like I'm really blunt, and sometimes a lot of people will take it the wrong way. They'll be like,
if
you're picking on me. No, I'm not. I'm blunt. I'm telling you what you need to improve on, what you need to work on. Like I'm giving you the skills you need to do this job. Pegleg says, Greenwich, do you have an X15 or a DD15 in your Freightliner?
DD15. Detroit runs a good motor.
Trucking along with Kiersey says, I'm going to auction off my TNT training. I will train the highest bidder. Oh, you're going on. You're going to go do a TNT training? Where's Hans at? I bet he would be the highest bidder.
Yes.
How drive.
Hans will take training with you, Kersey.
Yeah.
He'll train you.
Jason says, how do truckers handle security inspection stations?
Just do what they ask you.
Drive in there and
yeah.
So you've been driving for a while. Have you ever had any problems in a weight station?
No. You just follow directions. That's all you got to do. Those people are just in there to do their job just like we are. You know, they got certain things they got to ask. They got a certain amount of people they got to ask those things. You know, so we're all out there doing a job. I've had more state troopers get an attitude with me for no reason than I've ever had a DOT officer. DOT has been nothing but courteous to me.
Hey, and for the most part, you go in there with a good attitude, and you know you're not like going in there angrily. You know you'll be fine. They're not out to get everyone. Gear Floater says, how did you come up with the name Greenwich?
Oh, back in the mid 80s, I worked for a company that would not buy new equipment. They bought the oldest, junkiest stuff they could ever find. And they bought this old, nasty looking, baby shit green General 5-star. GMC General 5-star. And nobody wanted to drive it because it was a nasty looking truck. But you know, I was low man on the pole at the time, so they stuck me in it. Well, I found out that it would run like a raped ape, and I would run it like that. And I started getting stuff done that nobody else was able to do, little runs that nobody could do. And I would get them done and get back in time, you know, no problem. And they kept asking me, how do you do it? How do you do it? Because nobody else would get in the truck. And I told them, this old green witch do magic for me. And the name just sort of stuck.
And then you've kept it for this long.
Yeah, I've always remembered that old green truck, that she, if I took care of her, she'd take care of me. And, well, let me do magic with her. So I pretty much kept it. And I made sure every truck I've had ever since I've been with Prime has been green, just so I could use that name on her.
And that's one of the ways like we really met, is because I was out there on the pad and your truck was out there, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I said, I wonder if that dude's truck would have been blue if he would have been the blue witch. I said, I can't wait till I get to meet this guy. And that's like one of the first things. Like,
Yeah,
actually,
one of the
he
first
found
things
me
you
first.
asked.
He found me first and tried to give me some bologna. He was trying to give me some bologna, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need the bologna. I don't know what I would do with that much bologna. It was a lot of bologna. It was a rejected.
It was about 15 pounds, man.
Yeah, it was no bologna, and I didn't know who he was until like I met him again out there on the training pad, and I was all like, yeah, I want to know if your truck would have been a different color, would it have been blue witch or red witch? And he said, nope, it would have been green witch still.
Yep.
Pegleg says, Green Witch, when Twisted gets done with my PSD training, will you do my TNT training?
Only if you're on the last 10,000, Pegleg.
He'll do 10,000 and then he'll take like a month off and do 10,000 and a month off.
Yep.
You don't want to
And
work.
if you mess up, I'm going to grab your leg and beat you with it.
Slowpoke TNT says, I always say if Prime's such a bad company, how come we got so many multi-million milers?
Exactly. And look, if you really look into the record, we have a lot of guys who have been here 15, 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
So
I went to the Million Miler dinner as a guest of one of my friends, and we got the little brochure with everyone's names wrote in it, and the list for this year was a lot of people. It was a huge list, and I was all like, man, there's that many people that has stayed with Prime this long and been running that hard. Like, I was kind of blown away with how many people became Million Milers at that one dinner.
Yeah, and that was just for 1 year.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
1
so
year.
you figure 25, 30 guys hit their mark for 1 year. You know, just figure out how many it could be.
I mean, they hang the plaques up in the building. They hang the plaques up in the plaza, in the Millennium, and it looks like wallpaper in there. There's so many plaques.
Yes.
So many plaques. How many plaques do you have? Just the one?
Well, I've got one there at Prime, and then they gave me one at the house for the house.
Okay. So you got one on the wall at Prime.
Yes.
Backwoods, it's Green Witch. And his light went out.
Yeah. Gene opened the door.
Off, huh?
Gene opened the door, and when he closed it, the light turned back off again. Yeah, if any of you...
My bad, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to see if any of you ask Gene once he gets back to the terminal if I yell at him and let him know when he fucks up, you know. He can tell you a couple times I did.
You can only learn from your when you mess up. If you don't know you're messing up and nobody's telling you,
Hey,
you're not gonna learn from it.
I'm gonna yell at them. They're gonna hear me one way or another. They're gonna learn, and then we're gonna move on. So just because I yell at you doesn't mean I'm mad. I just want you to hear me.
Just hear me. Skeletor, what's going on, man? It's been a while. Where you been hiding at? Chris Wood says about to sign lease through Prime for a 2023 Cascadia tomorrow at the Pittston terminal. You got any words of advice for him?
Just check everything out on that thing. If there's the smallest thing wrong with it, make them fix it. You know, but because when you turn it in, if you didn't have it marked as wrong when you got it, they're going to charge you for it when it gets back to them. And take your time. There is no rush whatsoever to do that inspection.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have to write down everything, and the simplest little bit of damage on there that you're all like, it's not that big of a deal. When you bring that truck in at the end of the lease and you bring it in, they're gonna make you pay for the repairs of that. Like, I'm talking about, like, if there's little nicks on the dash, like somebody threw a clipboard up there or something, like, write that stuff down so you're not
Yes.
getting charged up for it, because they
And
will charge you
besides,
for it.
over the 3 years, a lease operator is going to pay $160,000 to $180,000. Why are you going to take something damaged to begin with? Damn it, you paid for a brand new, spotless, intact vehicle. Make sure it's that way.
Yeah, definitely. And when you get out there, like, make sure you got your head in the game. Like, the biggest thing that I see most lease guys having trouble with, in my opinion, is they just don't have the mindset of, like, I'm working, like, I'm gonna run hard, I'm gonna make some money, and whenever I go
Yes.
home, I'm gonna enjoy my home time. But whenever I'm out over the road, I'm running. Doesn't matter days, doesn't matter nights, doesn't really matter where I go. Like, I'm running, especially your first year. I don't think anybody should
And
reject loads their first year.
no, first year, take everything they give you. You know, take your time, learn where the freight lanes are. That way, later on, you have a lot better understanding of where you want to go and where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
You know,
How many leases have you completed?
oh shoot, I think this was number 4. I took a couple short. My very first one was only a year long. Because I didn't know if I liked to do it or not. So I only took a year lease, but ever since then I finished out all my leases.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So here's what I hear a lot. I'm going to ask you this because I hear this a lot, and I just want to know what your opinion of it is. When you get close to finishing a lease, Prime tries to starve you and run you out so you can't make it to the end of it.
No. They've never done that to me. If anything, they run me a little bit harder to get the miles up on the truck before they take it back in.
Yeah, and like, I've never, like, I heard some people say that, and I was all like, no, I don't believe that to be true. I said, I'm not lease, but I don't believe that to be true at all.
No, they never did that to any of my leases.
Oz says, during PSD, I was meeting a former Prime driver coming back also. I was meeting a former Prime driver coming back also. So I guess he said whenever he was during PSD, he met somebody that came back to Prime.
Yeah.
So some people leave and they're all like, man, the grass is greener on the other side. Like, I'm going to go make way more money. or I'm going to go
That
local, and then they find out that the money's not what they promised you. Like
that grass
trucking
is gonna.
is. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that grass turns brown on the other side of the fence, just like it does on this side.
Yeah. Trucking's kind of like, in my opinion, some of the trucking is kind of a dirty game you got to play, man. Like, you got to really do your research before you go anywhere. They're going to talk it up, and recruiters are going to talk it up, and they're going to try to get you there, and they want you there, and they're trying their hardest. But if you've done your research, then you're going to be better off because you already know what to expect whenever you get to that place.
Every trucking company has their same bunch of bullshit. It all depends on who you can handle giving it to you.
Yeah.
You know, and I like the way Prime delivers it to me. So.
Pegleg says, Greenwich, I heard you yelling at Gene all the way out here in southern Colorado.
Hey, Pegleg, I waved at you when I went by you, and I swear you gave me the finger. So
he probably
I
did.
saw. Yeah, I think he did.
Armstrong, hello everybody. Jeffrey says, at Greenwich, don't be abusing my Texas brother Gene.
I'll use him and abuse him until he gets off my truck.
I'm just glad that you helped Gene out like that, man. That meant a lot. Like, whenever you say, like, you're all like, I'm never doing a TNT. I'm all like, yeah, I don't blame you. I want my space too. And then, like, next thing I know, boom, Gene's in your truck and y'all are running. I was like, what?
Yeah, but see, it wasn't full TNT. Like I said, it was only short term. So I can do it for short term, but I'm sorry, I'm not keeping somebody on my truck for 3 months at a stretch. No, that's not going to happen.
Kinsley says, where can I find a trucker headset like that?
Oh, shoot. What is it? Blue Parrot BT 450 or something like that.
It took them 9 months to learn how to turn it on.
Yes. Yeah, I still have problems getting to answer the phone every once in a while.
You got it at the company store, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I remember I was there. I was just so the company store has them. Most truck stops have them. Man, the truck stops have so many now. I was in the truck stop the other day, and it was like a whole case of it. I was like, man, there's so many headsets, too many choices.
Well, if you wouldn't have looked at this one first, I probably wouldn't have got this one. I would have waited for the truck stop and got me another little cheapo $80 one. So
I like those Blue Parrots. I really do. And they're super nice. Like, I didn't have to charge mine, but like every 3 days.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
Continue to lease instead of owning your own truck. So why did you do so many leases before you decided to buy your own truck?
Well, one, it's nice to have a brand spanking new truck every 3 years. Okay. Two, it's a little bit of nerves thinking that you're going to own that piece of property, you know, and once the warranty goes out, then you're responsible for payment of all the repairs. So, but I think it was more just the fact that I got to have a brand new truck every 3 years is what I think the big deal was.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Getting a new truck, don't have to worry about the warranty running out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can spend a lot of money whenever it comes to these things breaking down if there's no warranty on it.
Yes.
Gear Floater says, Greenwich, did your first truck run on steam or coal?
Well, we had that little hand crank, you know, that we had to crank it up to get it started. But
how many times did you have to crank it before it started up?
I think my record was 53. That's why the old time truck drivers always used to have real big arms. It was from cranking that thing so much.
Armstrong Trucking says pros and cons of truck brands for a startup lease op. Which truck is better in your opinion?
Well, I've only driven Freightliners, so I can only speak for Freightliners. They're very dependable. This one has never put me on the side of the road. It's only broken down. I've only had it in the shop to speak of twice. One was for a sensor, and one was for a bushing on a leaf spring. Freightliners are dependable. They're workhorses. You can get them fixed just about anywhere. So I can only speak for Freightliner.
I can respect that. Backwood says grass is greener over the septic tank.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Impossible. Pegleg says Noah Greenwich. I gave you the middle toe of my fake leg.
Okay, my mistake. My mistake.
River Ridge says short-term TNT, just like Greenwich short-term memory.
That's right. Get me out here too long, I tend to forget what I'm yelling about.
Simple Plan Trucking. Good evening, all. Sup, Pappy Dave?
Hey, Pappy. Yeah, everybody's going to start calling you Pappy now. You know that.
I hear that a blown motor will cost around $30,000 to rebuild on one of those big trucks.
They have the main computer frame in here that they call the one box. If that ever goes out, it takes out all of your electronics. That thing costs $25,000 to replace. If you can get one.
Ouch. If you can get one, like, are they on back order or what?
Well, it's because of the computer chips and such. I don't know if they're still having problems. 2 years ago, they had real problems getting them in. So,
how much is a steer tire costing nowadays?
A little over $1,000. One drive tire, about $1,150 last I heard.
Man,
and that's Prime's price. You get it at a truck stop, it's around $1,500.
So that's a deal then. Get your tire.
Yes.
I'll just limp it over to Prime One from Colorado.
Yes.
Actually, I think Salt Lake City would be closer to Colorado.
Yeah, but you got too many scales to go across getting to Salt Lake City.
How much
less scales coming down?
How much is a PM, and where all can you get that done?
On the Freightliners, you can get them done at any TA, Petro, Prime Shop, Speedco. Run just under $400 for the Freightliners.
It's not too bad. How many months or how long until your PM? Every what?
Prime's recommendation is 75,000 miles. We use a semi-synthetic oil. That's so we're able to go a little bit longer.
Can you do your own PM or warranty won't allow it?
I don't know, but I don't have anywhere to dump 11 gallons of used oil. So
you dump it in the river of West Virginia? No.
Take it over to East Palestine. They wouldn't know the difference.
Gear Floater says, Greenwich, where's your accent from?
Well, actually, I'm from northern Indiana, South Bend, Indiana. But I tend to, what's the freaking word?
God damn it,
motherfucker! What was that?
You motherfucker, you! I didn't know that.
What was that?
I got a flashlight. It's got a stun gun on it.
Cocksucker.
And Gene was playing with the button and he found it. He just stunned himself.
I wish we could have got that on the live.
Well, at least I know that fucker works now. I've been afraid to try it on anybody.
Dude, I thought he fell down in there or something. I just heard boom, a bunch of stuff falling, a bunch of cussing, and
Well, I don't need Rich to test that out anymore.
what, Rich was gonna test it out?
Oh, he didn't know it, but I think I was going to try it on him.
You were gonna let him volunteer on his own.
Well, he was going to volunteer. I don't think he knew about it though. No, but
What's it look
I
like?
tend hold on. Gene's afraid to touch it now. I don't know if you can see that or not. What? It's the flashlight.
Fucker, that hurt.
And he was just over there clicking it for the fun of it and got his.
I don't know how he managed it, but he did. Now, on the accent, I tend to adopt accents in the part of the country that I spend time in. So it's honestly it's a mixture of a whole bunch of places.
We need to send you up to New York for a while and then let you.
Oh
and Rich
no,
get into
that's one
argument.
I don't want. I definitely don't mind Texas or anywhere down the South, but no, well, I'm not doing New York.
What's some of your least favorite states to drive in?
Anything in the Northeast. Not wild about the north half of New Jersey. From the north half of New Jersey on up to into the Northeast, Connecticut, Massachusetts. I don't like any of those.
What's your favorite states to drive in?
Where I stick around, the Midwest.
I figure you were going to be like Nebraska. It's flat. I get great fuel mileage.
Yeah,
this
but
place-
Nebraska's boring. I mean, there's nothing out there. Anybody that's been across 70 out there knows that's a boring, that and Kansas. There are a couple boring ass states to drive through.
Do you follow the Macro 27?
Not always. I know my truck. I know what kind of fuel mileage I'm getting. So I will look at the Macro 27, but then I will look farther out to see if I can get yet a better price an extra 200-300 miles away from there.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll even go 30-40 miles out of the way if I get a real good price on fuel.
And if you're on your way to like Illinois, you kind of just run it till you can fill up.
Divernon, Illinois. Cheapest fuel in the entire country. I'll run my thing bone dry to make sure I can get there. I've stopped and put 20 gallons of fuel in before just so I could get down there.
Jeff said he's proud of Greenwich. He's watching his language for Twisted. What's
For
going
the
on,
most part,
OTC?
yeah.
Jeffrey had to buy a steer tire at Love's for $780 new for a new Michelin.
Really? I could see for a Continental, but that sounds awful low for a Michelin.
So much for the language. I guess he said that, and then Gene went off over there. He said we heard it.
Yeah, but that wasn't me, so I've been keeping it fairly good.
Yeah. Gene over there like a sailor man. Pegleg says Greenwich, you better call Gene to change his pants after stunning himself.
Well, you get popped with 2,500 volts. Let's see.
River Rich says Greenwich also speaks fluent BS too. What's going on, Kenworth? Dead Rest says, "How's it going, Twisted? It's Sean from Massachusetts. What's going on, Sean?
Not seen Sean.
You seen Sean?
Well, he's the one you kept calling Scene, ain't you? Ain't he?
Is that right?
Well, you kept calling one dude Scene.
I don't know. That was somebody else. That was in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm used to that way of spelling Sean. I'm used to that way. The SEAN, always mess that up.
Okay, Sean. Yeah, SH. Okay.
Skeletor says, "Why mass people are the coolest? Just ask us." River Rich says, I'm all up in Greenwich's oatmeal here in the Midwest."
Hey, I'm coming back so you can get your ass back out to California or Arizona or wherever you run. Get out of
Greenwich
my
out of-
area.
get River Rich out of your money after you
That's
finish
right.
that TNT. So you mainly run that Midwest regional, and
Yes, I do.
you're doing awesome in it, aren't you?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, it works right into what I want to do. I want to do the little short stuff. I'm getting older. I don't want to work as much. So little 7, 8 hour, 9 hour days, that works fine for me.
What are some of the things that you have to pay for as a lease operator that like you pay? Do you pay for washing your own truck? Do you pay for washouts? Do you pay for scale tickets?
I do pay for washes for the truck.
For the truck?
The trailer, if I get the trailer washed, that's Prime. Trailer washouts, Prime pays for that. I do have
Lumpers?
to wait. I pay up front, but get reimbursed by Prime.
Okay. Is there a reason you do that?
Because I'm lazy and don't want to unload the truck.
Oh, no. I mean, is there a reason that you pay them up front and don't wait for the comm check and all that stuff?
Well, it still comes out of my account to begin with, and then Prime reimburses it right away.
Kenworth
But
says you're always. Go ahead.
Capstone has started a new program where now it's billed directly to Prime, more or less. So I don't even have to pay it up front anymore.
That's good.
Yes.
I think Walmart started doing that too, because I remember a long time ago, I think it was Walmart, I had to pay lumpers, and then all of a sudden never had to pay another lumper there. Was it Walmart or was it Tyson?
No, Walmart. No, Walmart, you always had to pay, but it was always $50. It didn't matter what the load was. You paid them $50 to unload it. And then they got away with that. And I don't know who they charge or how they charge it now. All I know is I don't have to write out the con check.
Miss Chapstick 2010 says, "You running some multi-stop loads this winter, Greenwich?"
I love multi-stop. They pay very good. Very good.
Oh, really?
I
couldn't stand multi-stop loads. I don't know why. I just like going from one place to the next. I couldn't stand multi-stop.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't have a reason.
Yeah, for lease, multi-stop doesn't bother me one bit. And they pay so much better because they got that extra stop in there.
Impressive. Dead Rest is getting ready for May 1st. Can't wait to start Prime CDL training.
Come on, May. Yes.
You picked a great company. I will say that. You picked a great company, in my opinion. Greenwich, what is it you always tell River Rich?
You ain't shit.
You tell him that all the time.
He knows I'm just messing with him.
Michelin is 725. Firestone is 640.
Well, that sounds like a hell of a deal.
You need to take your trailer over there and stock up on some tires.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gear Floater says, Greenwich, if you had the power to make one change in trucking regulations, what would it be?
Get rid of the 14-hour clock.
14 hours.
Yes,
I agree.
that hurt us so bad when they stuck us on that 14-hour clock. You can keep the 11, you can keep the 10-hour break, just get rid of that stupid 14-hour clock.
Do you make Gene only use the bottom half of the curtain, or can he open it all the way? Because he keeps on making a little doggy door and having him crawl in and out. Are you that strict? You won't let him open the curtain all the way?
He's still over here shaking his hand, so he might not be able to lift his arm high enough to separate it up higher.
Look, Gene looks like he was still twitching a little bit when he went to the behind the curtains.
He's still over here shaking his hand. Damn, that fucking hurts.
I like Gene, man. He's a great guy. I kept in contact with Gene. So Gene watched my channel, and we were in contact before he came here, and he was supposed to be my student. And unfortunately, my guy wasn't ready to test and ended up on Tennessee Flatbedder's truck. And now he's over there on Greenwich's truck. But we kept in touch the entire time.
Oh.
And now he's finally done with TNT.
Yes. Yes, we're heading back to Springfield. Going to load up tomorrow, head back to Springfield, and he's going to start the upgrade process.
I bet he's excited, you know.
Yes, he is.
TNT is rough, and TNT is a long time, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah.
So how about the what is like your favorite like shipper or receiver that you go to in the Midwest?
Smithfield out of Greenfield, Indiana.
They get you in and out pretty quick. What's the
Yes.
Okay. And it pays good?
Yes, Smithfield always pays us good.
Good. Is it how much time do you normally have to wait in docks and stuff? Like, do you feel like it's a long time? Are you getting a lot of detention pay or not much?
Not a lot. I do a lot of Walmarts, and Walmart is very good about 2 hours from appointment time till they get me out. That way they do not have to pay detention.
Really?
Yep. So
Sounded like sarcastic or something, because I always got stuck at Walmart. Like,
yeah, see, I've never had a problem with Walmart.
we got
Unless
Super
you're
Chat.
late. If you're late, then they will make you pay. You will sit there for 6 to 8 hours
Oof.
if you're late, because they don't have to pay detention then.
Dang, that's sorry. Pegleg with a $5 super chat. Gene may need another 10,000 miles after stunning himself.
Yeah, he may be a little twitchy and little uneasy driving down the road tomorrow. Oh,
Greenwich, do you like driving through Michigan? I heard you say like it in the Midwest.
I don't mind Michigan. Michigan, well, their roads are rough as shit, but at least they take care of the snow. And until you get by by Detroit, other than Detroit, it's really not bad.
There's some good freight up there too.
Yes.
Heck, that Gene, that's great to hear, Gene. Heck yeah, that's great to hear.
Yes.
Oh, about him upgrading. Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Jeff says, at dead rest, I've been with Prime for 6 months and I don't regret a moment of it. Armstrong Truck Line says, how many miles after his 50K did it take him?
Gene, we're about about 400 over right now, and we got about 900 to get back to the yard.
What's your favorite interstate to drive on?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not
Did
sure
you
if I. Well, actually, I like I-74 going through Illinois. It always moves real well for me. I-74 and I-39 in Illinois. They're
Man,
a
I
little
don't know
rough
what
in
mine would
spots,
be.
but very little traffic.
I have no clue what mine would be. Oh, whenever you, how do I word this? So whenever you stop, right? You stop, you set your brakes. Do you turn the truck off as soon as you can so it doesn't waste any fuel doing that little bit of extra idling, or do you take your time turning it off? Or
I make sure my air's built up. It depends on where I'm parking. If I'm coming into a truck stop, as soon as the air's built up, I'll turn it off. If I'm running real hard and coming right into a rest area, I'll give it 4 or 5 minutes to cool down a little bit before I turn it off.
my trainer, he used to get on to me about that, man. He would be like, soon as the brakes are set, you turn that key off. Stop wasting my fuel. And I'd be like, man, does it burn that much? Just a couple seconds?
Well, you got to either let it run to build up air in the morning, or you got give it a few minutes at the end of the day to build up so you have full air tanks. As long as you don't have it leaks, it should hold throughout the night.
Yeah. Dead Rest says, when I go on the road for TNT, how much cash should I bring to survive?
Learn how to go to Walmart.
Yep.
If you can stock up on food at Walmart, you the 200 bucks should last you an entire week if you learn how to shop at Walmart.
Yeah, the 200 is more than enough if you go buy groceries at Walmart.
Yes.
You can sit, like, you're not paying for a room because you're sleeping in the truck, stuff like that. And when you go on to TNT, you're making your paycheck then, so like you should be good right there.
Yeah.
Because Gene made more than Greenwich last week.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh, the benefits of owning your own vehicle.
Did he take you out to McDonald's or anything?
No, he wouldn't even buy me a Coke. Can you believe that stuff?
Mr. Chapstick says, I always love running Costco's. They have the little beeper and you get you in and out real quick. I forgot about those.
Yeah, that Costco, especially out there in Cranberry, New Jersey. That's one place in New Jersey I never minded going. Man, they were quick.
I like the one in there's one in Texas. I think it's around Fort Worth. I never mind going there because it usually got me home. Like I would pick up a load from there and take it to the Sam Club in my hometown. It got me right to my house, and I always liked it.
Yeah, the Costco out in Morris, Illinois is pretty good too.
Dropping hook.
What are we dropping hooking?
Greenwich, you're gonna be sore next week when you don't have Gene on your truck and you got.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to crank my own dollies, hook up my own airlines, open the door. Holy cow, those heavy ass doors! I'm gonna have to open.
You're gonna be like, I need another TNT student. I ain't handling this.
I'm gonna have to take a week off after this. After that.
What is Greenwich worst place to pick up from?
There's a lineage in Illinois just off of what is that, Blue Island in Pulaski, that I downright refuse to go to anymore.
Refuse.
Yes, refuse. They're extremely rude. They don't have any parking. They don't have any facilities for the drivers. And I have no problem getting out and taking a leak on their property just because of that. I'll stand right in view of the cameras just so they can see me.
Terry Wayne says, Greenwich, what's your opinion on Prime's team TNT training for new people coming in? Be honest, to me, it makes no sense that trainers is sleeping in the back while new trainees is driving.
To begin with, in my opinion, the trainer should be in the right seat for the first 2 weeks that trainee's in there. That is the most important. The new people know nothing about it. So why are you going to jump in the back right away when you don't know if you can trust this person driving down the road or not? They don't know how to handle the big trucks yet. You know, that trainer should be up in the front seat, making sure they're doing things properly. They got to know how to fuel. They got to know how to talk to customers, how to check in with customers. You know, you got to make sure they're picking up and dropping their trailers correctly. Make sure they're doing paperwork correctly. You know,
You got to build that trust.
Yes.
That trust is very important. Do I trust this guy enough to fall asleep
Yes.
while he's driving?
That trainer that will jump in the back the first day that he's got a trainee on the truck, in my opinion, that's going to be a bad trainer. He is not going to show that person what they need to know.
I was born and raised in Wayne, Michigan. Twisted, you know you love running the I-70 over Bill. If I'm not loaded, like if the load's real low and it's loads real low midsummer and it's beautiful through there, but other than that, I don't want to touch Vail. I don't.
Yeah.
Something
Definitely
high
not in the
center
winter.
of gravity in there? Nope.
Nope. Not in the wintertime. No way.
What do you guys love the most about trucking?
Being by myself.
Not having someone breathe down your neck while you're working, telling you
Yep.
what to do, when to do it, how
Yep.
to do it, trying to get you in, trying to write you up for no reason. Like the reason that most correctional officers are real paranoid, and it's because our supervisors are out to get us all the time. They have nothing better to do. So like always having the micromanager breathing down your neck, trying to write you up for every little thing. That's what I don't
Yeah.
like.
Now,
So-
Prime tells me when I have to pick up, when I got to deliver. The rest is up to me, and I'm real good with that. I like that.
Yeah, other than that, they don't mess with you. They might
Nope.
occasionally call, can you repower this load? If it makes
Yeah.
sense, do it. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Jeff says, I-30 is my favorite ride. That usually means I'm heading home.
You know, if it's getting you to the house, then it's a good road.
Oh, where do you think the worst place to drive is? Arkansas, the whole state.
I would say Louisiana, but Louisiana's gotten a lot better.
Arkansas 27 was the worst road I think I've ever drove on. And I don't even know if the automatic truck would make it through there. The manual truck, I was like,
yeah, that's one of those I got red X'd on my Atlas. I won't go down that 27 anymore.
yeah,
I'll go
never
out and
again.
around. Nope.
Your hood mirrors almost hitting the mountain just so
Yeah.
your back of your trailer doesn't fall off the side. You're hugging the guardrail and the back of your trailer looks like it's about to like you ain't live until you went down that road. The first time you go down it, you'll say, I'm never going down that one again. I'll remember that. The second time you go down it, you're gonna be like, well, I remember this. This is not good.
Yeah.
The third time you go down it, you're like, man, this ain't happening again. I put my foot down. I hear Arkansas, and I do not get off. I don't even stop at truck stops in Arkansas. I'll stop before the lines, and I'll keep going till I'm all the way out of there. I don't even like getting off the interstate. My
Yeah,
bad if
they're
you live
used.
in Arkansas. I'm sorry, but Arkansas 27 worst road I've ever been in. Like, that's a truck
There,
route.
there used to be a highway. Well, it's still a highway. US 60 going through West Virginia. Went over a mountain pass called Hawk's Nest. It was just like that. You'd go around the curves, you're damn near scraping the mountain on one side while your wheels are on the opposite lane on the white line trying to get around that thing. And you would smoke your brakes every time you went down that thing.
Oh,
But
worse
that was
than
before.
127. I mean,
Yes.
127.
Yes, worse than 27.
Arkansas 27.
Yes.
Wow, I couldn't imagine worse. Jeez.
But that was before Interstate 64 was built down going across Sandstone down there.
Fill your own truck at the pumps. They talking about you getting rid of Gene. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
fill your own truck. What do you guys think about the computer sim called American Trucking Simulator?
I don't believe I've seen that.
It's a computer game.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know. I've
Us
never
old
tried
boys
it.
don't play too much of that stuff. We know how to turn it on and turn it off. That's about it.
That's about it. TNT should be doing. What is TNT should be doing solo runs only, and both sleeping at the same time.
To begin with, they should be doing what I'm doing, what we call super solo. It's they're runs that are just a little bit too much for a solo driver to do. So that way the student gets his miles in as much as he can until he builds up their driving endurance. And if they can't make it, then the trainer's there to pick up the slack and get it the rest of the way there in time.
Yeah, these students don't come out the gate ready to run full
No.
shift.
No.
I have some that have, but for the most part, like, I got people that can't even stay out on the pad 2 hours without needing a nap. So, like,
it takes a little bit of time to build up that endurance to be able to drive for 10, 11 hours per day. Because it can get very tiring if you're not used to it. Yep. Riding in the truck is a lot different than driving in the car. If anybody that's taken long trips in their car, no, it's a different type of driving. The vehicles move differently, so you just gotta learn how to do the trucks.
Yeah, that's got to be scary for trainers to have their trainee drive while they're sleeping. Yeah, I've so far, I haven't heard of one of my students rolling a truck. Not one. But I've had 2 students, their trainers rolled the truck. So it's just as scary for the student, for the trainer to be driving while he's sleeping. Like, it's scary on both sides.
Yeah, I won't go full TNT for sleeping in the back, because back in the early 90s, I started with the company. I lasted a full 2 weeks with them. They just threw me in a truck with another driver, and we took off. And about a half week into it, I was in the bunk sleeping, and the guy put us in a ditch, and that pretty much took care of me sleeping behind somebody that I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that would do it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hot Pepper says, hey, everybody, he loves trucking. Pegleg says, Twisted, I know you hate Arkansas because the hills have eyes. Yeah. how do you say that? Shreveport, Louisiana is the top of my list for worst.
Worse to pick up in,
I
or
guess
just
so.
worse to be in?
Oz was here today. He came out to the pad. Him and his wife came out to the pad, and I got to talk to him for a while.
Oh, good.
It was good seeing him. I haven't seen him in I don't know, probably like I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago. I seen it. He came to the plaza and we talked for a while. Chapstick says when Night Dispatch messages you, hey, you gonna make the 90 on time? It's like I'm 10 minutes from the receiver. Thanks for checking, brother. I haven't ever had Night Dispatch do that to me.
I've had it if I'm running real close on time.
I had Night Dispatch call me one time and try to repower the load I was on. They called me and they said, "Hey, we're gonna repower that load. You can't make it." And I said, "Watch me." I said, "Don't send nobody over here because watch me." And I went ahead and made the load, and they were all like, "Good job. I didn't think you could." And I was like, "What? You doubt me?" I said, "Let me call you if I'm having a problem." How about
Yes.
that? Boulder City, Shreveport is the worst. Gear Floater says, Greenwich, are there any upgrades that you have done to your truck when you get a new lease?
The new truck I'm buying right now, I'm having disc brakes put all the way around. Anybody that gets a new truck, get that Arctic insulation package. It will greatly reduce. Anybody who's been out here can feel the wind on a windy day blowing through the truck. So you get that Arctic insulation, that will help that. Trying to think, pretty much everything I want they put on standard anymore.
I would want the clicker, the doors.
Oh yes, I definitely got the keyless entry.
Keyless entry. So why'd you order a new truck if you got one paid off?
Well, I'm looking forward to retirement. I'm going to be looking for a company driver to put in it. Let them run it for the most part how they want to.
Yeah.
And I'll take just a little bit of the money comes in, give them a decent wage, bonus every once in a while. And, pretty much let them see what it is. They get to choose where they want to go. If they don't want to go there, then they, tell dispatch no. I mean, they company driver in a micro fleet, they get the perks of being a lease operator with all the benefits of being a company driver.
Oh, cool. Cool.
So,
days off. You work with them on days off too.
I would work with them, yeah.
So it's not that 4 days for one day per week adds up
No.
to 4 days.
As long as the truck's making revenue, I don't care how much time they take off. Because if they take time off, then and sure, if somebody wants to talk to me about it. I got one coming in late April, early May.
Late April or early May. So if you're upgrading around late April or early May, you might want to definitely hit me
It's
up.
gonna
Hit me up, send me your email or text me, and I'll get you in touch with Mr. Greenwich.
Yeah, it'll be a green Freightliner.
I highly trust Mr. Greenwich too. Arkansas isn't any good. Don't Arkansas is horrible. While in TNT, will a trainee be able to drive down the mountains? You're expected to.
Yeah.
You're expected.
That's when that trainer needs to be in the seat.
Yes.
To help you get down the mountains the first several times.
Yeah, I will tell you right now. So, like, what I'll tell you about this whole career right here is I know people are from certain states that don't have the mountains, don't have the grades. It's pretty flat. you're taking an over the road job where you're going to have to drive over a mountain. And whenever I started at Prime, I'm from West Texas. It's pretty much flat. Like your dog runs away, you can watch him run away for 7 days. You're all like, yeah, he's going to come back 4 days later. He'll turn around. He'll get hungry. 6 days later, you're like, that dog ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. So, I mean, like, going up and down the mountains, I was horrified. But at the end of the day, my trainer helped me and taught me how to do it. And it wasn't as bad as I really thought it was going to be. Like, I was scared. I was like, man, this is dangerous. We're loaded. I got to go down a mountain. But once I found out that you just keep calm and make sure you're being safe and don't let the speed take control of it, then you're going to be all right.
Okay. Now, any brand new guys coming in, I'll tell you right now, driving the truck is the easiest part of the job. Okay. Physically driving it is the easiest part. The harder parts get into working with the customers, the backing, which backing gets easier the more times you do it. But when you're driving on the road, man, you have got to pay attention to the signs to make sure you're going the correct direction on the correct road. You have got to keep your eyes moving. You don't have to turn your head, but keep your eyes moving. You want to see everything that's going on around your truck. If you don't know what's going on around your truck, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So just keep watching everything that's going on.
What a retired driver told me one time is the way that you prevent yourself from getting into an accident is always know everything's going around you, way up the road,
Yes.
way
Yes.
behind you, both sides, across the street, in the other traffic. You always have to watch everything going around you. And
Yep.
I did not see a car come up the side of an overpass and land in front of me, so I missed
Yep.
that. But actually,
Yep.
he told me that after I got into that accident. But what does a
Yeah.
repowered load mean? That means that you can't make your appointment time, so they're gonna come bring somebody else, and you're gonna switch loads with another driver, so he can finish that load because he might have enough hours to get it there, so we don't have a late load. Jeff Stedman says, "How do we expect you to respond anyways? No app or messaging while driving." Oh, he's talking about the night dispatch messaging you.
Oh,
Greenwich, are those disc brakes? Panda, are they hydraulic disc brakes or are they whatever that word is?
pneumatic.
Pneumatic.
I'm going to say they're pneumatic. I doubt that they would put a hydraulic system on the trucks just for the brakes. They've come a long way with pneumatic brakes, disc brakes. We've got them on all of our trailers, so they've pretty much got it down pat now. With the exception of the steers. From what I understand, they're still having problems with the disc brakes on the steers.
River Ridge says, my plans is to start a fleet myself. See, he's looking up to you, Greenwich.
Yep. I'm leading by example. So you got to get the first one paid off, though.
God, that was like, I don't believe you can. You got to get the first one paid off, though. You can't, if you can't do that, you can't do it. Greenwich, what do you think about putting a storage box on the catwalk?
I wouldn't have a problem with it as long as it doesn't get in the way with the trailer and you can still get up there to get your load box down. I don't have a problem with it at all.
Have you seen the ones that he's talking about? They're like, they remove the catwalk plate and it fits over the drive shaft. It has like a curve in it that goes around the drive shaft, and it's a toolbox that fits within the frame. They're really nice.
Now, are you able to walk on it?
Yes.
Like catwalk?
Yes. It's just
Oh, I
like a
think I would
toolbox.
like that then. I think I would like that.
Yeah, I seen them at some of the truck stops and stuff. Actually,
It,
one of my friends got one. It's nice.
as long as you're still able to look down beside it to see underneath the truck, to look at the drive shaft once in a while, and look underneath the cab to look at the airlines and whatnot that's under there.
Yeah, there's still enough room. It's just like they replaced that piece of metal with like a toolbox that goes right there. You can still
Yeah,
see
I
underneath.
think I would like that. Give you a little more storage inside. You know, you could move stuff, your dirtier stuff out of your side boxes and into that. I think I'd like that.
Greenwich should retire into a fleet manager spot. Hang them keys up.
Because then I'd have to deal with people all day.
No.
Whiny ass truck drivers don't want to do this and don't want to do that. No, it's like, I've done it before, buddy. You get out there and do it.
I will tell you, I would probably be a micromanager, to tell you the truth. Like, you don't want me for a fleet manager. I would micromanage. I'd be like, what do you mean? How long were you stopped for a 30-minute break? You were stopped for 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. You're getting 2 minutes for free.
Yep.
Rod Hampton says, good evening, fellows. Has freight picked up lately?
I've never, honestly, I did not see a huge drop off. A little bit I did, but nothing. It wasn't near as bad as what I was expecting, honestly.
River Rich says, I chew mountains up and spit them out.
You got your straw bottle in one of the cup holders. Okay.
Dead Rest says, hey, Twisted, I know it might be a little hard to talk about, but what happened with that accident? Oh man, I was driving down the road and a car just jumped the overpass and landed in front of me, and like I swerved and didn't T-bone him, but I knocked his engine out of the car, and I was empty. The only thing is I just filled up the truck, like completely filled it up. It was empty. I filled the truck up. So, that's the only thing. It was wild. It was wild. And the guy collapsed on the ground as soon as he walked out the car. He walked out the car and said, a car was coming. I swerved to avoid a car, but we rewatched the tape and there was no car down there. He tried to avoid. It was a wild wreck, to say the least. Chapstick, what's the oldest Prime trailer they still running? Like 2019? We're still running
16
and the 17s.
Yeah.
Greenwich, I'm a company driver that might be interested in your green truck. Oh, really, Jeff?
When you getting out of TNT, Jeff?
Jeff's not on TNT. He's an experienced driver. I think Jeff is almost to his year.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely talk.
Yeah, I got his number still, so Jeff, shoot me a text on my phone after this, and that way that way I can I can either send you Greenwich's number or I can send Greenwich your number. So I think he's, oh, look right there. A year and a month.
Okay.
So he has some experience. Pegleg says, Greenwich, would you consider putting a saddle box? Are the side steps on either side of the frame would be?
Well, I've got a step box on my driver's side that I put my liquids in for the truck, such as oil, anti-gel, antifreeze, and such.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff leaking in there. I remember I had
No.
an antifreeze one time bust open in that side box, or I didn't bust open. I had to pour some antifreeze in once, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just save the rest of that's in the jug," and I put the lid back on it, and I guess I didn't tighten it enough or whatever, and it just leaked out from under the bunk. Smelled like antifreeze. It was horrible.
Oh, have a bottle of anti-gel open up on you in the side box. You'll be high for a week until you get that stuff cleaned out.
Oh man. Yeah, 1 year and 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah, that's have you seen the Freightliners with the it's not a door like the Peterbilt, right? But it's like the window, it opens up there.
Yeah, we used to call that a suicide door, an escape door. It's a
Escape
full
door.
door on the sleeper.
You think that would be a good ideal or a bad ideal?
It could work both ways. I mean, it's good in the summertime because you open that up when you're out by yourself and you get a nice breeze while you're trying to get some sleep or rest. But in the wintertime, when the seal gets a little warm, then you get a draft coming in through the seal.
Oh.
When
So-
moving in and out of the truck, it's great. You get that big old wide opening in the back. Oh, it's great for moving through trucks.
Oh, wait. As a company driver, are those boxes an option? Yes, they are. As a company driver, you can go over to the shop and buy you. Sometimes they have used ones over there, so you can save some money, but they also have the new ones over there. And what I suggest, if you buy one of the side boxes to put, it takes away your steps and it puts a side box right there. What I highly suggest is getting them to drill some holes in the bottom of it. That way, if there's any water or anything that gets into it, it'll drain out instead of just filling up in there.
Yeah, just a couple little baby holes. You don't need anything big.
Antidil busting open. Good luck getting some sleep at night.
Yes, definitely. Or is that, or it'll put you out and you might not wake up for a day.
Hans, where were you at earlier? You missed it. Kiersey was bidding her.
Yeah,
how'd she put it? She's to the highest
she was
bidder.
auctioning off her services to the highest bidder for TNT.
Yeah, Hans, you missed it. She's said that she's auctioning.
You missed your chance, Hans.
Off her TNT. Her being a TNT trainer for somebody, right?
She was
now.
auctioning
Highest bidder.
herself off, and you missed the bid.
Han says, I'm mad as all get out. Sitting in McAllen, Texas at 82,540 pounds. Dude, you need to go on a diet.
Come on,
man.
super trucker, run with it.
How far are you taking it? Yeah, that's our resident super trucker. He should be ready. Hans, that sucks, man. About time he brings a cool dude like Green Witch.
Yeah.
Somebody laughing. He said, I'll pay for it too. He'll pay Kiersey to take him on as a student.
Who's going to show who what?
I know.
I'm sure
Is
you
she gonna
both
be
could
able to
show
teach
each
you,
other
Hans?
something. Yeah.
Hans, is she going to be able to teach you how to drive a truck? Is she going to teach you how to drive slower and be safer?
She's going to work that super trucker out of you.
Okay.
Show you
all
how
right,
to be a company driver.
Jeff texted me, so I'll be able to text you. I'll send you
Okay.
his number. That way, whenever you get some time, you can call him and y'all can have a conversation. Well, guys, we are. I kill. That's not nice. I kill myself if she was my trainer.
Yeah, I know
Because
that
she
wasn't
would fill
Hans
your
that said
mind
that.
with so much good knowledge, Hans.
Yes.
Greenwich, do you like driving days or nights?
It doesn't matter to me. I got a bad time between 4 and 6 a.m. that I have a rough time staying awake, but other than that, I got no problem.
Well, guys, we are out of here. It's getting almost to my bedtime, and I got a load that's going to take all day tomorrow. So thank you, Greenwich. Thank you so much for showing up.
No problem, buddy.
I'm going to jump on the Discord for a little while, see what's going on with everybody, and good night, and until next time.
All right, catch you later, dude.
Add me as a referral to your application. Click yes.